that are engaging with aspirants, believing that it's aspirants that become candidates, and candidates that becomes the representative of the people at the end of the day through the will of the people, through electoral processes by way of being voted in. And this became very necessary for us to do because we believe that the CSOs can help strengthen, deepen the democratic process and also help the aspirants to understand the very needs and concerns of citizens and also serve as a feedback channel to the aspirants from need assessments of the citizens and also interrogate their manifesto and their social contract with the people and to find out what agenda they have for the people and help them strengthen what they have for the people. In other words, to ensure that it is a win-win for the citizens and for the society, because where you have poor aspirants emerging as candidates, it means that you will have poor programs, policies for the citizens at the end of the day. So civil society as a watchdog of society have to be involved in all of the processes accumulating to who emerges as the people representative through the ballot. So we have done that, and we have also helped to bring the knowledge of the CSOs to governance, and engaging with them, looking at the issues that of concern, and also interrogating their manifesto.
This conversation is to deepen the process of good governance, because what begets followership begets leadership. You cannot have good leadership when the followership is docile. You cannot have good leadership when followership is docile. Docility both on the followership and leadership will give us bad governance. This engagement is first to look at the social contract. What do you want to give to us as citizens, as social services? Secondly, is for us to add, as the watchdog society, we must look at transparency and accountability issues. 2, capacity building and learning process. We cannot afford anymore to have leaders who don't have characters and to be given positions of responsibility. What you will have is a catastrophe of bad governance. So this whole conversation, engaging in all these modalities, we have really showcase a conversation with these aspirants, a learning from the side of civil society and the side of political players, because that is in tandem with the UN Sustainable Development Goals. More so, political players should be abreast with the SDGs and the Open Government Partnership, because that forms the roadmap for what you want to deliver to citizens. And that is what the Office of Citizens, and in collaboration with the CSO leaders, are doing in the state presently. It is a new narrative, it is a positive narrative, and as the process commences, thank God we have gotten primaries that have been done, and one of the political parties, it has been clearly in data state, free, fair, because we have across the state peace. That should show that the delegates, even if the delegates that went for the elections, are citizens, and using the weapon of advocacy that the civil society have, has clearly changed the perception with the delegates to vote the right persons. This conversation will deepen it more as they have a major candidate to look at the social contract and look at implementing social contracts we don't want any more where you will deceive us, because we will hold you to social justice. You must implement some of this. And so, as we go to the next phase, it is going to be across the board of an engagement between the political players. We will deepen learning process. We will take from them their agendas to the citizens. And so the citizens have the right to judge who is best suitable to take over political leadership.
I must say that I'm privileged to be part of this team, and experience we've gotten from this engagement has showed that I'll be balancing it by first of all looking at the positive angle in terms of acceptance, in terms of reception of the idea of civil society engagement with aspirants. I must congratulate the SSA to the governor on civic engagement and society for this great milestone that have been achieved. It's first of its kind, meeting CSOs engaging, with the aspirants, which more of what is popularly known for CSOs to do is more of voters education, sensitization, talking about credible election and do. But for us to take this step in the beginning of the process, the electoral process, I must commend that initiative. So for us, the engagement with the aspirants is also an eye-opener to us. What I could say from our engagement is having looked at the manifesto and talk about it, we've seen that some of the parties, aspirants, were willing, to share or give us insight of what they are planning for their people, the ideas of what they want to do, and for all civil society, knowing that development is all-round process, meaning that you need to carry along the citizens in developing your agenda or your intervention for the people. We're able to look at it and ask some basic questions, to see if really their manifesto reflects the needs of the people.
Something I noticed about some aspirants don't really have, according to what one of my leaders just said now, some aspirants don't really have good manifestos. They don't have manifestos at all. They don't have specific agenda for the people. And as CSOs, we are keen to bring development to our communities, to make sure the leader that represents their constituencies, their people, have good and streamlined development agenda for their people. So some leaders that we met don't really have specific agendas, and ways to bring development to their constituencies and their communities. As CSOs, we are development. We bring development to our communities, and government brings development. So as CSOs and government, they work in partnership. They work together to make sure our communities, our society is better. So when we fault these, fault some aspirants without good development agenda, we make it known to the people, because as CSOs, we are watchdogs of the societies.
For those who engage in hate speeches, mudslinging against an aspirant, and that aspirant has a dead, it is time to build bridges and not walls, not fences. It's not time to say, oh, you were insulting us, but we don't get you involved in what we are doing. That is not the spirit of development and progress. I have often said that aspirants see progress differently. They are all partners for progress and development who only see development differently. And there's nothing wrong when one has emerged, because only one will emerge. For all of this to be harnessed for the good, the greater good of the citizens, and for the greater good of society.